This is a museum.
The presidential burial site.
So this is where Kaunda is buried, eh?
Yes.
Why not in those?
We have not yet finished building it. They will make the house.
When did he die?
He has not even clocked 1 year.
Really?
Kaunda hasn't clocked a year. Date first.
You're asking many questions. So we wait?
No.
Kenneth Kaunda.
So have you seen when he died?
Hey. Thank you for watching this channel. Hopefully you're very okay. My name is Tinta Male Deo Gracious. Subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Today I managed to get some few documents about the late Kenneth Kaunda, and today I'm gonna be giving you all the latest, his history, his bio, when he died, when he ruled Zambia. And I made sure that me giving you this bio, I had to pass by Lusaka, Zambia, to get all the details that follow the man Kenneth Kaunda. Starting with Kenneth Kaunda was born on the 28th April 1924, and he died on the 17th of June 2021. I'll be showing you some of the videos that I managed to get while on my tour in Zambia, and showing you some of the brief roads, the grave of KK, and some of the pictures I managed to get alongside my wife Xavier. So Kenneth Kaunda was a Zambian politician who served as the first president of Zambia from 1964 to 1991. He was at the forefront of the struggle for independence from British rule. Harry Nkubule leadership of the Northern Rhodesia African National Congress, he broke away and founded the Zambian African National Congress, later becoming the head of the Socialist United Nation Independent Party, UNIP. Kaunda was the first president of independent Zambia in 1973. Following the tribal and inter-party violence, all political parties except UNIP were banned through the amendment of the national constitution after the signing of the Choma Declaration at the same time. Kaunda oversaw the acquisition of the majority stakes in the key foreign-owned companies. The 1973 oil crisis and the clamp in export revenue put Zambia in a state of economic crisis. International pressure to Kaunda changed the rule that had kept him in power for multi-party election, which took place in 1991. In which Patrick Chiluba, the leader of the movement of the multi-party democracy, ousted Kaunda. Some of the few details I'm giving you about Kaunda as I passed through, or as I visited Zambia, I got more information from Kaunda and other presidents of Zambia. Along the reign of Kaunda, he had Ruben Kamanga, Simon Kapwempwe, Maniz Kioma as one of the vice presidents that he ruled with. He was succeeded by Frederick Chiluba, the third of the non-aligned movement, who sat in office in 1970 to 1973. Talking about Kenneth Kaunda, his early life, he was born, as I told you, at Lubwa Mission in Chinsali, then part of the northern Rhodesia, now Zambia, and was the youngest of the 8 children. His father, Reverend David Kaunda, was an ordained Church Church of Scotland missionary and teacher. He has been born, who had been born in Nyasaland, now Malawi. He moved to Chisla to work at Lubwa Mission. His mother was also a teacher and was the first African woman to teach in the colonial northern Rhodesia. They were both teachers at the Cheba ethnic. They were both teachers among the Bemba ethnic group, which is now located in northern Zambia. His father died when Kenneth was a child. This is where Kaunda received his education until 1940s. He later on followed his parents' footsteps and became a teacher. But then in the middle of 1940, he moved to Tanganyika territory, now part of Tanzania. He worked in the southern Rhodesia. He attended Munali Training Center in Lusaka between 1941 to 1943. Early in his career, he read the writings of Mahatma Gandhi that he said went straight to his heart. So we're talking about Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first president, who ruled the country for, very many years. Kenneth Kaunda was a teacher at the upper primary school and boarding master at Lubwa, then the headmaster of Lubwa from 1943 to 1945. For a time, he worked at the Salbury and Budra mine. In the early 1948, he became a teacher in Mufulila for the United Missions to the Copper Belt. He then became an assistant at the African Welfare Center, boarding master of a mine school in Mufulila. In this period, he was a leading Pathfinder Scout. We go direct to the struggle of independence in Zambia. In 1949, Kenneth Kaunda entered politics and he became the founding father of the Northern Rhodesian African National Congress. On 11th November 1953, he moved to Lusaka to take up the post of Secretary General of the African National Congress, ANC, under the presidency of Harry Nkubula. He combined efforts of Kaunda and Nkubula. The combined efforts of Kaunda and Nkubula failed to mobilize Native African against the European-dominated Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland. In 1955, Kaunda and Nkubula were imprisoned for 2 months with hard labor for disturbing literature. The two leaders drifted apart as Nkubula became increasingly influenced by the white liberals and failing to defend the indigenous Africans. Kaunda was in prison. Mwainzi Chona and other nationalists broke away from the ANC, and in 1958, Chona became the first president of the National Independent Party, the successor to Zanuck. However, Chona did not see himself as the party main founder. When Kaunda was released from prison in January 1960, he was elected president of the UNIP. In 1960, he visited Martin Luther King in Atlanta, and afterwards in July 1961, Kaunda organized a civil disobedience campaign in northern province, the so-called Cha-Cha-Cha campaign, which consisted largely of arson, obstructing significant roads. Kaunda subsequently ran as the UNIP candidate during the 1960 election, which resulted in a UNIP and ANC coalition government, with Kaunda as Minister of Local Government and Social Welfare. In January 1964, UNIP won the next major election, defeating their rivals, securing Kaunda's position as Prime Minister. On 24th October 1964, he became the first president of the independent Zambia, appointing Ruben Kamanga as his vice president. So talking about Kaunda, those are some of the few details that I could get, and maybe talk about him and his struggle for the Zambian independence. Talking about his educational policies, talking about he had very many policies, the economic policies, and the one-party state, talking about the African socialism, foreign policies, all of those a scar in Kaunda's role. So let's go deep in how he fell from grace. Matters quickly came ahead in 1990. In July, amid 3 days of rioting in the capital, Kaunda announced a referendum on whether to legalize other parties which were held in October. However, urged to maintain the UNIP monopoly, claiming that a multi-party system could lead to chaos. The announcement also came too late, hours late, and a disgruntled officer went on radio to announce Kaunda had been overthrown. The coup attempt was broken 3 to 4 hours later, but it was clear Kaunda and the UNIP were railing. Kaunda tried to mollify the opposition by moving the referendum to August 1991. The opposition claimed that the original date did not allow enough time for voter registration. While expressing willingness to have the Zambian people vote on a multi-party system, Kaunda maintained that only a one-party state could prevent tribalism, violence from engulfing the country. By September, by September, the opposition demanded forced Kaunda to reverse the course. He cancelled the referendum and instead recommended constitutional amendments that could dismantle UNIP's monopoly on power. He announced a snap general election for the following year, 2 years before it was due. He signed unnecessary amendments into law in December. After these elections, the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, AMD, helmed by the trade union leader Frederick Chiluba, swept UNIP from power in a landslide. And in the presidential election, Kaunda was roundly defeated, taking only 24% of the vote to Chiluba's 75%. The UAIP was cut down to only 25 seats in the National Assembly. One of the issues in the campaign was a plan by Kaunda to turn over a 1/4 of the nation land to Marisha Mahinga, an Indian guru who promised that he would use it for a network of utopia agriculture to enclave that prominence that he would create heaven on earth. Kaunda was forced in a television interview to deny practicing transcendental meditation. While Kaunda handed power to Kiliba on 2nd November 1999, he became the second mainland African head of state to allow a free party election and to release power peacefully after he had lost. Then, after he had lost, anyway. The post-presidential, since I went to I was at the grave there are more things that we have to talk about. The post-presidential life of Kaunda, his personal life, and other things. After leaving office, Kaunda clashed frequently with Chiluba's government and the AMD. Chiluba later attempted to deport Kaunda on the grounds that he was a Malawian. The AMD-dominated government under the leadership of Chiluba had the constitution amended, barring citizens with foreign parentage from standing for presidency to prevent Kaunda from contesting the next election in 1996, in which he planned to participate. After the 1997 coup attempt on Boxing Day in 1997, he was arrested by paramilitary policemen. However, many officials in the region appealed against this. On the New Year Eve on the same year, he was placed under house arrest until his court date. In 1999, Kaunda was declared stateless by the Nordland High Court in a judgment delivered by the Justice Chalendo Sakala. Kaunda, however, successfully challenged this decision in the Supreme Court of Zambia, which declared him to be a Zambian citizen in the Luanika and others versus Chiluba ruling. On 4th June 1994, Kaunda announced that he was resigning as the United National Independence Party leader and retiring from politics. After retiring in 2000, he was involved in various charitable organizations. His most notable contribution was his zeal in the fight against the spread of HIV. One of Kaunda's children was claimed by the pandemic in the 1980s. 2019, Kaunda said he was regrettable that the last president, Robert Mugabe, was malingered and subjected to mudsliding by some of the sections of the world who were against his crusade of bringing social justice and equity to Zimbabwe. So, his personal life. Kaunda married Betty Banda in 1946, with whom he had 8 children. She died on 19 September 2012, aged 83, while visiting one of their daughters in Harare, Zimbabwe. Since Kaunda was known to wear a safari suit, the safari suit is still commonly known as the Kaunda suit through sub-Saharan Africa. He also wrote music about independence he hoped to achieve, though one of the songs he has been known to many Zambians is the Tienda Papozi Ndimitimo, literally meaning let's work together with one heart. On June 14th, 2021, Kaunda was admitted to Maini Soko Military Hospital in Lusaka to be treated for undisclosed medical condition. The Zambian government, all medics, described the disease, described the condition, but didn't give more details. The Zambian government said medics were also doing everything they could to make him recover, though it was not clear what his health condition was. On 15th June 2021, it was revealed that he was being treated for which according to the doctors has been recurring problem in his health. 17th June 2021, it was confirmed that he died at the age of 97 after a short illness at Mainoko Soko Military Hospital. He was survived by 30 grandchildren, 11 great-grandchildren. Kaunda attributed his longevity to a strict lacto-vegetarian diet. Committed, and I don't take meat, no eggs, no chicken. I only eat vegetables like an elephant. He also avoided alcohol and gave up drinking tea in 1953. President Edgar Lungu announced on his Facebook page that Zambia will observe a 21 days of national mourning, and on the 21st June, Vice President Inongo Wina announced that Kaunda remains will be taken to the funeral procession around the country's provinces, with church services in each province, capped prior to the state funeral at the National Heroes Stadium in Lusaka. Several other nations also announced periods of state mourning. Zimbabwe declared 14 days of mourning. South Africa declared 10 days of mourning. Botswana, Malawi, Tanzania all declared 7 days of mourning. Mozambique declared 6 days of mourning. Southern Sudan, Cuba, Singapore and other countries declared very many days of mourning. So that is KK. I was in Zambia. I saw his grave. They gave me the history, and I'm gonna be sharing some of the history of KK that I got from the man that took us around his grave. Some of the honors he got the Grand Cross of the Order of Prince Harry in 1975, Supreme Companion of O.R. Atabu, South Africa, Command of the Most Conscious Order of Lesotho, Honorary Member of the Order of Jamaica, Order of Yugoslavia, Great State. Kaunda was also the recipient of the 2007 Ubuntu Award. He received a honorary degree of Doctor of Law from Fordham University. So, those are some of the details concerning Kenneth Kaunda. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you're from Zambia, say hi. If you're from Zimbabwe, say hi. If you're from Malawi, say hi. My name is Tinta. Please subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you.